the mother of all news.
Good evening, I'm Paul McDermott, and this is Good News World. Coming up tonight, claims Colonel Gaddafi is alive and well and impersonating Akmal on a Lebanese sketch show. We learned that when staunch Republican Julia Gillard bowed to the Queen, she was actually going in for the headbutt. Victorian protesters stage Occupy Melbourne campaigns, while South Australian protesters stage Vacate Adelaide. A new poll finds that 50% of Americans think marijuana should be legalised. The other 50% can't remember the question. The Bureau of Meteorology predicts that up to 5 major cyclones will hit northern Australia this year, which could leave many parts of Queensland in Victoria. Fears grow that Greece's debt will cost its citizens an arm and a leg, much like it did back in 2000 BC, judging by all those statues. And according to ASIO, dozens of Australians have had their passports revoked to prevent them going overseas for what are being called terrorist training holidays. So what, our homegrown terrorist camps aren't good enough for you? Lift your game, Aussie extremists, lift your game. That's right, the latest threat is terror tourism. One group of wannabe insurgents has already been stopped after signing up for a suspicious package tour. A government spokesman said withholding passports is an important way of preventing Australians from travelling overseas. Another way is booking their ticket on Qantas. Revoking their passports is a cunning plan by ASIO because it means those people are now going to have to use a fake passport if they want to attend a terrorist training camp, which coincidentally is lesson 1 at terrorist training camp. Plus, everyone who attends gets a free T-shirt that reads, "I went on a terrorist training holiday, and all I got were the basic skills needed to make a vital blow against the decadent West." The hardest part is explaining to your kids why everyone in the caravan park has a beard. It's easy to spot an Aussie terror tourist. They're the ones with the zinc cream camouflage paint shouting, "Oh yeah, come here and say that, you poofter, I've got a bloody bomb." I've got a bloody bomb. You can also spot an Aussie terror tourist by their uniforms. Our T-shirts say, "I blew up the infidels, and all I got were these lousy virgins." And that's the good news from your world.
I'm an American. I rule the world.
I am a European. I used to rule the world.
I'm an Australian. I watch Wide World of Sports.
And now here's Sammy J and Randy with the entertainment news.
Thanks, Paul.
Yeah.
Hello. Okay. Reports claim Scarlett Johansson was knocked back for the US remake of The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo because she was too hot.
However, she will be starring in a new movie, The Girl with the Really Attractive Buttocks.
Check it out.
Buttocks.
X-Factor judge Mel B could find herself deported after violating her visa by accepting a job with Jenny Craig.
On the plus side, she stands to lose a lot more weight on Christmas Island.
Good on her.
Carl Sandilands and Jackie O to get their own TV show.
See? You pass the carbon tax legislation and the world does end.
Robert Downey Jr. prepares for fatherhood. Mood swings, incoherent babble, and prolonged bouts without sleep. It's going to be just like old times.
Hackers have hit the Sesame Street YouTube site, replacing the usual content with pornography. We hear Elmo is tickled pink.
Today's show is brought to you by the letters S and M.
Thank you. 2 claps. I'll pocket those.
Yeah, I like that.
That's what the cast of Sesame... No! Clap, clap is what the cast of Sesame Street will be getting after that particular episode. Feminists declare war on Hollywood, calling for non-gender specific film titles such as Spider-Person, Rain Person, and Austin Powers' International Person of Mystery.
Dead person walking.
White persons can't jump.
The elephant person.
Persons in black.
Plus any film starring Dustin Hoff person. Hugh Jack person. Mel Gibb daughter?
Rumours abound that Hugh Jackman could be the next James Bond. His first film is likely to be a remake. At the moment, they're tossing around Live and Let Crump, The Spy Who Dipped Me, and From Russia with Jazz Hands.
No, Sammy, the real story is that he was once offered the role and turned it down to do Wolverine, and he said that if he was asked again, he might say yes.
Yeah?
Well, it's not much of a story, is it? Man says he might do something if he's asked, which he isn't being currently.
I did preface it with rumours abound.
Would you be Bond if someone asked you to do it?
Yeah, of course.
Rumours abound that Sammy J will be starring in the new James Bond film, Quantum of Skinny.
Hang on. Hang on a second.
Have you ever rented a Hugh Jackman film from the video store?
Yeah, I think I got X-Men once.
Hugh Jackman spotted entering Sammy J's house after dark.
It's just ridiculous.
Oh, Sammy J in on-air temper tantrum.
Well, we're almost out of time.
Sammy J's deathbed confession.
There'll be more headlines next week.
Sammy J claims he can predict the future.
And that's the entertainment news.
Sammy J's a prostitute.
Huge stories happening all over the good news world this week, so we cross now to our team of global correspondents. First up, Tom Gleeson in Libya on the end of a tyrant.
They found Gaddafi hiding in a drain, or as he called it, the magnificent long round palace of the revolution that has really low ceilings and smells like my glorious underpants.
Corinne Grant in London.
Former Prime Minister Tony Blair is desperately trying to buy up all those photos of him hugging Gaddafi, shaking Gaddafi's hand and giving him shoulder rubs. By all reports, no one wants to see the sex tape. Is that a camel in my pants, or are you just happy to see me?
Mikey Robbins in Sydney.
Yes, Gaddafi's end is particularly bad news for In Excess. They just hired him as their new lead singer.
Claire Hooper in Zimbabwe.
Christmas lunch at Robert Mugabe's house is going to be a quiet affair this year. No Gaddafi, no Saddam. And Kim Jong-il says the numbers are so low he can't even be bothered dressing up as Santa.
Cal Wilson on the plague of spiders at the Scout Jamboree.
It was intense, Paul. Intense!
Tom Gleeson in Silicon Valley, California.
There's been a memorial service for the Apple mastermind Steve Jobs. The guests were here to send Steve on his way. 4 times faster than they would have been possible, 2 years ago.
Corinne Grant in California.
90-year-old Christian cult leader Harold Camping predicted the world would end on May 21st, September 6th, last Friday. So if I'm talking to you now, I'd ignore any tips he has for the Melbourne Cup.
Mikey Robbins on whether or not bowing your head to the Queen is properly respectful.
So far, the consensus is that it's less respectful than a curtsy, but more respectful than a pressed fruit bowl.
Pressed fruit bowl?
Turkey slap?
What?
Full moon?
Hey.
Oh.
Stop it, fella.
Nipple tweak?
Stop it, fella.
Dirty Sanchez?
Stop it, fella.
Rusty trombone?
Stop it.
Okay, I'm done.
Stop it. Get off. Get off, you mongrel. Get out. It's the bloody Queen you're talking about. Cal Wilson on Hugh Jackman's upcoming film.
Hugh says shooting the sex scene wasn't nearly as embarrassing as having premature Wolverine problems with his claw.
Tom Gleeson in Athens.
Oh, sorry, Scotty. There was a problem with the flight. The locals have responded to their financial crisis in a desperate way. They've invited Nick Giannopoulos back to shoot Wog Boy 3.
Corinne Grant in Mexico.
300 clowns have gathered to make the world a better place. They posed for a group picture, then set about laughing and guffawing until the police opened fire. Oh, that's not funny.
Mikey Robbins on rumours of cannibalism in French Polynesia.
Sad story, Paul. The locals deny they roasted a native German tourist. Let's be honest, Germans are quite fatty. You should grill them. Also, too, White Zombie, bucking bronco.
Get off! And Claire Hooper at the National Spelling Bee.
Drama here, Paul. One of the competitors had to be taken to hospital after suffering irritable bowel syndrome. Unfortunately, she fell into a coma, and it was feared she was paraphrased below the waist and had a punctuated lung. Both her parentheses are by her side.
Lots more ahead on Good News World, including our review and critique of the pictures of the week. It's the christening of Virgin Galactic. Richard Branson drinks the champagne, then they smash him against the spaceport. Bang! That's it. I'll hold the bottle like this. Now pull to the right. Yeah, pull to the right, yes. Finally, my Virgin mobile has reception. Ahead on Good News World, IKEA recalls a faulty children's folding tent because it was too easy to assemble. People everywhere mourn the loss of Colonel Gaddafi. Now there are virtually no world leaders willing to dress as Sergeant Pepper. We saved Paul McCartney's marriage by stopping an assassin in a nearby bell tower armed with a prosthetic sniper leg. And opposition to coal seam gas mining unites Alan Jones and the Greens, and Australian politics disappears up its own mine shaft.
What is that?
It's a shovel.
No, that.
That's a mine shaft.
And what is it doing in our living room?
Well, I used it to dig the mine shaft.
No, not the shovel. What's the mine shaft doing in our living room?
Well, I was hardly going to dig a mine shaft in the kitchen. That'd be ridiculous.
Well, good luck getting the bond back.
The bond will be loose change when we strike it rich, Randy.
Yeah, we'll tell that to Mr. Dicknob from Douchebag and Douchebag Real Estate.
Mr. Dicknob is a nice guy. And the Douchebag brothers have been successfully managing property for years.
Yeah, and in all those years, I bet they've never had a tenant dig a mine shaft in the middle of the living room!
There's a mining boom, Randy. We could strike iron ore.
Iron or what?
No, iron ore.
Yes, iron or what?
Iron or gold?
Look, Sammy, do you remember what happened in Beaconsfield?
Yeah. Koshy chased an ambulance.
Exactly. And we can't let that happen again. Now fill it in.
The mine stays.
It's not even a mine, it's a hole.
How do you think mines start?
With appropriate infrastructure and a well-thought-out management plan.
I've got a plan.
Sammy, it looks completely unsafe.
You should probably keep your voice down when you're down the mine. You might cause it to cave in.
I'm not going down there. It's too dangerous.
Dangerous, eh? Well, let's see what Mr. Canary has to say about that.
Where did you get a canary?
Pet shop.
Does that lady with the mole still work there?
Yeah, but she had it removed.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah. See?
Sammy.
He's making it. Okay, Randy. Your turn.
Sammy, I told you I am not going down there.
Well, one of us has to.
Sammy, I can't get any purchase.
Don't worry, Randy. You'll be able to purchase whatever you want when you find me some gold.
You bastard!
Keep your voice down, Randy. You'll cause a cave-in.
I can't feel my legs.
Should I call Koshy?
No. Just send a rope down and get me out of this dingy, godforsaken, holy shit!
Randy? Randy?
I think I found something.
What is it?
I don't know. I need more light.
Halogen flashlight or ye olde style lantern?
Flashlight.
Lantern it is. Heads!